Hi everyone. If I look a bit drier than usual, I've just had my shower. Um, wanted to go out today, but unfortunately, um, my period dropped, I think, around yesterday or Monday. I'm not entirely sure, but yesterday was when I started noticing blood. And as always, I'm bleeding like you would not believe, bro. Because not only do I have my own problems with the fibroids that I've already got, um, I keep having directed energy weapons fired at my womb. So when I start bleeding, when I first start bleeding, I bleed extremely heavily. Now, normally, directed women can find directed energy weapons fired at their womb anyway, in order to bring about their period early or in order to make them hemorrhage, something like that. So I am literally like just like a fountain right now. Like the shit is like it's not an exaggeration. It's really, really bad. And I want to go out, but I'm kind of worried about um like fucking just spilling everywhere. Like, I mean, yeah, it's not pretty, but on some other weird stuff, I actually have more energy, um, during this period than I normally have on other periods. On other periods, I normally don't have this much energy. I normally don't have this much, verve. I'm not entirely sure where it's coming from. But I have more energy, and plus I'm coughing less because the thing is, the period is spiking my body temperature, which means that my core heat right now, don't get me wrong, I'm heating up the house as well, but my core heat is actually sweltering up. So on top of that, I'm coughing less too, which is really, I mean, I'm coughing less. Um, yeah, so I'm not coughing as much. Like I had really like one big coughing session in the early hours of this morning where I like literally got everything out. And when I came back to bed, I have a feeling that my cough has something to do with what's going on in the corners here. But yeah, no, my cough started improving immediately, like after coming from the bathroom. You see, it's aggravating now. It's got something to do with the corner here. Hold on, it's got something to do with the corner. I'm not entirely sure. I think there's damp here. Let me just look. A slight damp there, I think. Yeah, I've got to wash that off. Um, I think that might be aggravating it because I'm in close proximity to it. You see, I've been cleaning my house. Don't get it twisted, but you know, I think that's probably what's causing the issue. Um, yeah. Hold on a second. So yeah, so basically, there's mold growing all over the flat. My guy, like, I'm just lucky that the front room's got heating in it. Otherwise, it'd be a lot worse than this. But I think it's a combination of mold and my inner temperature, like being really, really cold. And again, because of my period, it's heating up. So my cough isn't as bad, ironically, because I'm menstruating and shit. But like I said before, the directed energy weapons have been fired at my womb, which probably brought about my period early, or is probably causing hemorrhaging that has nothing to do with my period, because they've been firing shots at my womb for quite some time now. And then we're firing shots at specific parts of my body, like specific parts of my back and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised, like from those shots, that I was bleeding more heavily than I'm supposed to. Like, you know, the tragedy is I've actually got a lot of energy. Like, if I wanted to go out right now, I could do it. I got legs, I got energy. It's just that I'm bleeding profusely, so I can't do it. The only thing I have to say is this. Imagine if I'd have fucking slept in my own room where it's north facing and where the fucking directed energy weapons have a better chance of coming directly to me. Imagine how badly that shit would have gone. Because the last time I was, Again, going back to last year, I know I keep bringing up last year. Last year I was in my own fucking room and I got all kinds of back pain. I got shot in my back, my fucking hip. Like, next thing I know, the whole lower half of my body is on fucking fire and I can't walk. And that continued, like, I needed crutches to walk, or I had to crawl to the toilet for almost 2 fucking weeks. And it took me 4 weeks to fully recover from the ordeal. Can you imagine how much worse the directed energy weapons fired at my wound would have been? Can you imagine how bad the directed energy weapons being fired at my wound would have been if I'd have slept in my own fucking bedroom? And then on top of that, I wouldn't have been able to walk. So if the ambulance were to get here, if I needed to call the ambulance and they needed to get here, I wouldn't be able to open, like, just crawl to the front door and at least try to open it. I wouldn't be able to do that because I'd be in my fucking bedroom. Do you understand what I'm saying? So imagine if I'd have stayed in my fucking bedroom, how much worse that shit would have been. Sure, I would have been warmer, but I would have had a whole host of other problems. I wouldn't have been sleeping. I can tell you that much now for nothing. I wouldn't have been sleeping. That's for damn sure. And then on top of that, I'm not even going to go into the noise again. I'm not going to go into all that again. But imagine if I'd have set my own bedroom, the shit would have been fucking 10 times worse. Again, I can't say that the neighbors want me to sleep in my own room because they want me to be in pain, because they don't know about this shit. They don't know about this shit. But there are plenty of other people who do, and they know who they are. Yeah, neighbors don't know about that. Don't know, don't care. But there are people who do know and do care, which is why they want me in my own room. I'm easier to detect from that room. That room is facing towards the street. I'm easier to detect from there. So yeah. So that was my health stuff. I know I kind of went straight into it, didn't I? And I didn't even get to the weapon part until later, but here we are. But yeah, following from last night's fucking following on from last night's live. Basically, the way I surmised it was this: psychiatry is basically being used as a heavy in order to deal with me. The landlords want me out, but the thing is, they don't have grounds because there's more evidence on my side than the neighbor's side. Um, so what the council and the landlords have to try and do is they have to try and weaponize everything I say in order to make it sound like I'm leaving intentionally. And then if I say, yes, I'm leaving intentionally, that's when they're going to bring mental health in order to retain control of the situation so that I can't leave. If the landlords really wanted me wanted me out that badly, because they do want me out, but they don't want me out that fucking badly. Otherwise, they just accept the surrender tenancy and they wouldn't get the council involved. They just leave the council out of it. But clearly, there's some kind of agreement between the council and the landlords. There's money involved. There's got to be money involved. It's probably legal, but there's got to be money involved in this. And money has to be the reason why, instead of just accepting the surrender tenancy, like I originally wanted them to do in the first place, of doing this whole rigmarole where if they can't like technically get me on anything, and you know, it's like that. It's a mess. It's like this is the most desperate form of trying to take control over a situation that I've ever seen. But it happens more often than people think. Yeah. So yeah, the psychiatry is basically used to they're basically used as henchmen and heavies, like whenever the council like feel like they're being besieged, like they just call mental health. It's just a bit pathetic, really. It's a bit pathetic, but again, people are scared of me because they know everything that I'm saying is true. They know everything I'm saying is true. Of course, people will try to front and say, oh, I'm not that smart and they're not that scared of me. Bullshit. Bullshit. And they know it's bullshit. It's always the famous last words. Oh, she's not that smart. Oh, she's not that. Come to find out, I know about Raytheon. I know about fucking Thales. I know about the fucking BAE Systems, which is another defense systems company that the conservative government, some members of the conservative government have had shares in. Yeah, famous last words, mate. I'm not the one to fuck with on this one. I'm not. But yeah, but even if I am smart, and even if I am even if I am smart, if I wasn't telling the truth, because this is so ridiculous, firing directed energy weapons at my womb, me not sleeping in my bedroom because of knowledge of how the directed energy weapons are going to affect me. All of this is fucking ridiculous. If I wasn't telling the truth, there is no way anybody would be afraid of me to begin with. No fucking way. It's ridiculous. No way. No way in hell. I can't orchestrate all that. Like, same thing happened in London. In London, everybody got caught out in their lie. Like, they found it increasingly difficult to argue with me. And all I did was say, look, this is happening. I told the truth according to how I knew it. If I got it wrong, I admitted it. They couldn't get me on anything. So they had to increasingly make shit up. Now, if gang stalking don't exist, it should be very, very easy to prove. It shouldn't need all this. It shouldn't need all this. How are you going to prove something that has evidentially, that has like decades of evidence behind it, decades of research behind it, collectively, from people globally? How are you going to turn around and say there's no evidence for gang stalking not existing, but there's all kinds of evidence for gang stalking existing because the behavior surrounding the people that are claiming to be TIs, the behaviors of the people around TIs, they don't make no fucking sense. They don't make no fucking sense. All of it is just, it's just, it's not straightforward. It's ridiculous. It's more complex than it has to be. If I'm fucking lying, it's very easy to catch somebody in a lie that fucking ridiculous. It's a very fucking easy thing to do. It's a very easy thing to do, like I said before. So, mm, I've got to clean up this mold today. That I might do it now. Get bleach in my fucking lungs. Hang on. No, actually, I'm not gonna do it now. I'm gonna do it a little bit later. Um, but yeah, I mean, if you want to follow Real Justice Tarot online, you can do so. Check out Fabian Deacon Vocals. You know the drill. The tweets are going up right now as we speak. They should be finished now, so I'm going to upload them onto my Royal Justice Tarot channel. But thank you for joining me. I know it was a bit of like an aimless rant, but honestly, yeah, that's my health, and my health is important. The health thing is important to talk about because of the effect that the directed energy weapons have on you. So yeah, thank you for joining me. You guys take care. Bye bye.